Hello everyone and welcome back to my new video. Joel Embiid is a Cameroonian professional basketball player for the Philadelphia 76ers of the National Basketball Association. After 1 year of college basketball with the Kansas Jayhawks, he was drafted with the 3rd overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft by the 76ers. Over the last 2 months or so, there hasn't been a more dominant player in the NBA. At the start of his insane run, you would just expect it to let up at some point. We're now nearly 2 months in, and things are only escalating. In the last 4 games, Joel Embiid has recorded 50 points, 40 points, 38 points, and 42 points. To go along with his 42.5 PPG average in those 4 games, he's also averaged over 12 rebounds a game. He has now recorded at least 38 points and 12 rebounds in 4 straight games and is the 76er to ever do so in 4 straight games. He has also scored more points than minutes played in 5 straight games, keeping himself the StatMuse's PFP for at least 2 more days. Last night, Joel Embiid scored 30 points midway through the 3rd quarter. This is seeming to be almost a nightly occurrence now, as he has scored 30 points in 13 of his last 15 games. That includes an 8-game streak as well as a 6-game streak. Now enough with the stats. Let's talk about why he's the best player in the world. That is, if the stats didn't already show. If you didn't already know for some odd reason. Joel Embiid is 280 pounds. He is that huge while being freakishly athletic, being able to do everything at an elite level. He has been struggling with turning the ball over, and he acknowledges that, but he dropped 42, 14, and 4 blocks with only 2 turnovers. He has also been incredibly efficient with the number of shots he's been putting up every game. Joel Embiid has said that he and his trainer have studied the tape of guards like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. It's safe to say that this has worked as a video service comparing Embiid's play to MJ and Kobe, and it was quite impressive, to say the least. These moves are already crazy impressive for guys who are 6'6", and the fact that Embiid is over 7 feet tall making these moves is insane. People will criticize Embiid for getting to the foul line a lot, even though it just shows that teams simply can't guard him. Embiid shot a whopping 18-20 from the charity stripe in the win against New Orleans. Robin Lopez practically tackled Embiid instead of letting him get a layup. That foul should have been flagrant, but we've all moved past that. In a list of the top 25 players in the NBA performed by The Ringer, Embiid comes in ranked as the 3rd best player in the league, behind only LeBron James and Nikola Jokic. The biggest revolution in Embiid's game this season was a pivot. As a back-to-the-basket player, the Sixers center was a clear all-star. As a face-up post player, he might be the most dominant player in the sport. Reorienting his game has allowed Embiid to do more of the heavy manufacturing necessary to really sustain an offense. His usage is up, far ahead of any other center. His scoring is up. His free throw attempts are up. And so long as he continues to hit mid-range shots at a 47% clip, there's not really a damn thing a defense can do to stop him. It's so much harder to pressure Embiid when he's already positioned to see double teams coming. There's no blind side left to exploit. Any attempt to force the ball out of Embiid's hands is an invitation for a quick pass out to a wide-open 3-pointer, or a sales opportunity for Embiid to flail through his crowding defenders for yet another trip to the foul line. Embiid and the Sixers have 6 games left to prepare for the NBA playoffs, which get set to begin on May 22nd, and they have a lead of 2 games for the No. 1 seed in the East. It is important that they clinch that top seed so that they can have home court advantage in the East, as well as a much easier path to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Jokic versus Embiid debate shouldn't even exist for this season. Jokic is a better playmaker and possibly rebounder, but he also doesn't have as many rebounders around him. Embiid's playmaking is insanely underrated, especially this season. Embiid is now showing that he is one of, if not the best scorer in the league. Statistically, especially advanced, you could say that Jokic is better. That being said, there is no doubt that if you watch both of them play, it's clear that Embiid is much better. When the Philadelphia 76ers released their injury report for Wednesday's game on Tuesday night, the team didn't have any players listed for injury-related reasons. The only names to pop up were Charles Bassey, Miles Powell, and Jadon Springer, who remain out as they are with the team's G League affiliate, the Delaware Blue Coats. On Wednesday afternoon, though, the Sixers added another name. According to the team's injury report, Joel Embiid is now questionable for Wednesday night's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Per the report, Embiid is dealing with back soreness. There was no indication that Embiid was dealing with any back injury following Monday's game against the Denver Nuggets, but his soreness on Wednesday could result from the hard fall that he took after getting fouled in the matchup. a night off wouldn't be a bad idea for Embiid. After Monday's game, the Sixers center revealed that he is battling some fatigue at this point in the year. However, he didn't consider taking off the second night of a back-to-back set of games earlier this week. There was no chance, Embiid said in regards to the idea of resting on Monday. I listen to them. I listen to whatever they tell me, and I make the decision. It could have been, but it's a tough game. We gotta measure ourselves against these types of opponents. We gotta play against tough teams and figure out where we really are. Last week, Sixers head coach Doc Rivers mentioned that there is a plan to have Embiid and James Harden rest at some point down the stretch of the regular season. However, Rivers said on Wednesday morning before the Sixers shoot-around session that he expects Embiid to play on Wednesday night. Since the Sixers added Embiid to the injury report after he participated in the session, it's unclear if the all-star big man will get the green light to play or not. Earlier this week, the Philadelphia 76ers wrapped up a back-to-back set of games. After paying a visit to the Orlando Magic on Sunday, the Sixers hit the road back home after their overtime win to host the Denver Nuggets on Monday. Many expected the Sixers to potentially sit one of their all-stars, James Harden or Joel Embiid, for the second night of the back-to-back. Considering Harden recently missed the second night of a back-to-back, Embiid seemed like the logical candidate. However, both stars played in Monday's game, and it seems they'll both be available to play in Wednesday's matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. When the Sixers released their injury report for Wednesday's game on Tuesday night, there weren't any injuries listed. The Sixers didn't list anybody else, including Embiid and Harden, outside of the G League assignees. Late last week, Rivers discussed the idea of having Embiid and Harden take some rest days during the final stretch of the regular season. As playoffs are a month away, a day off here and there would benefit the two stars, Joel and James. We kind of have a mapped-out game plan for it, Rivers said last week. Danny is getting rest just because he keeps getting injured, so we don't have to worry about him. But even Tyrese has played a lot of minutes. We probably will rest him a game somewhere. He'll not want that, but we'll probably be good. Following Monday's game, Embiid admitted that he was battling some fatigue. While he'll likely get a game off soon, it seems the Sixers aren't ready to make that call just yet, as Embiid is on pace to play in his 18th straight game on Wednesday. With all of that being said, in 2022 Joel Embiid has been the best basketball player in the world. Not saying that he's had the best season out of anybody in the NBA, but if he keeps it up, he very well could. If he stays healthy, there is no doubt in my mind that he will win MVP. This is all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, and if you are new, then don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for the future updates. See you till the next video. Thank you for watching.